is what it is, and there's loads of cars out there, and at the minute, the prices that they're giving for these sort of cars has twisted my neck a tiny bit. Twisted my neck, is that a saying? Or it has, yeah, twisted my neck. If you're talking about your off-the-shelf stuff and stuff that you just do to the car before you go spending crazy money, we've done it all. We've done everything you could possibly imagine. So that's exterior, interior, and I would say engine-wise, I know people would say, I don't know, a pure turbo or some form of hybrid turbo would be classed as what you should do to the car, but I've always been about drivability. That's why I swapped the B58 for brutal power for something of a more engaging driving experience, and I will never say this hasn't brought me that. But having done that Bedford day with a few mates of mine, one in particular, Mr. Paul B, an animal of a driver. He took Kyle out, I took Kyle out, he then took Kyle out, and then Kyle, I think, got whiplash from Paul. It wasn't me, so you can't make a claim on me. I know he live anyway, but yeah, Paul just left me on the straights. On the bends, I could reel him in, and I'll link that video for you guys to see as well. But yeah, when it came to that straight line speed, I definitely miss it. I definitely miss it, and I know people would say, yep, you should have got an S55, but for me, it was never about power. If it was about power, I would have kept the M240. If it was about power, I would have kept the 140 and just gone pure turbo and not worried about it. But for me, it was all about learning and just experiencing what an M car feels like. Something else to remember, it's expensive. It's really, really expensive. So just get through here quickly. When you are going for an M car, you've got to realise that you're going wider. Straight away, every M car, you're going wider. So for example, if you want a nice set of 18-inch wheels, because when you're going to track the car, you're going to have to go down to an 18, just look after your wallet, you're looking at around £1,400. £1,400 for a set of 18s, new. And that also means you can get the right width and everything, because you've got to go wider, because you've got the wider arches. That's a lot of money to spend on 18-inch wheels. You don't want to obviously go for something that's just cast for a track car, because you're hitting the curbs. You don't really want to just dent, you don't want to buckle your wheels. So it's expensive. And then you look at the set of tyres. You have to have PS4Ss or something similar. And again, a set of 4, you're looking close to £800–900 on a lucky day. If Black Circles are doing a good deal, you're looking at, I don't know, £880? I can't remember what I paid, but it gets really expensive. And where it is an M car, every opportunity that you see a little bend and you see oil on the floor, you really want to just push that down to experience the chassis. Oh, yes. So what's really cool is that out of the box, this is a sort of car that you don't really need to do much to. If you're just your run-of-the-mill guy who enjoys driving, you don't have to do anything. Wow. And yes, it does feel quick. It definitely does feel quick. And the fact that the chassis can just carry the speed, it makes it feel even quicker. But where this car really gets found out at is on the track, because on the track, you don't have to worry about like slowing down. You can see miles ahead. You know you know what's coming around the corner because it's one-way traffic. With the M2 on the road, it feels plenty fast. But like I said, if you're going to track this car, you're going to have to, if you're going with your 140 mates, either become a better driver, which I'm gradually doing, or just accept the fact you're never going to have them on the straights and just look to places like Cadwell and Alton Park, because you know they don't stand a chance against you. But even then, added weight, it's a sticky one still. Yeah, this car has really set a very good benchmark. So whatever comes next, it'll be good. I know it will be good, because at the end of the day, I don't know if it's front-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. We have driven quite a few cars recently in the last year or so. Not as many as I would have hoped, but we've had a few cars on the channel and a few press cars. So shout out to those companies and those people. You know who you are. This car has set a serious benchmark in terms of handling. In terms of power, there's quite a few things that could beat it. Your Audis, your 240s, the B58. But in terms of out-and-out handling, just so planted, and Mike's done a massive favour to me by getting these B16s on, because I think they're a must-have on every BMW. Some people would have said, oh, that's a bit clickbait, mate, but it's not really. Because when you think about it, the ability to soften your car and control it just with a knob, just play with a knob just a tiny bit, and so much can happen when you play with that knob. It's got to be done. Wow. Yeah, this suspension is so compliant. Such a shame, such a shame. Such a shame, man. Lockdown just ruined the plans for this car. Plan was to do Nürburgring, loads of tracks in the UK. But yeah, there's been a few discussions, especially with Mike and Motec, somebody that I hold in high regard. Me and him have had a conversation about it, and yeah, it's one of those things where you've just got to stay on top of the content. And something else, when I had the 140, I'm not saying I'm the best driver in the world, far from it, but I know I could drive. I'm all right. When I had the 140, I lost loads of confidence to a point where I even thought maybe the car's got too much power. Maybe I didn't need that much power, and I probably didn't to begin with. But on track, having a bit more power makes it a bit more fun, because you can play around with some of the big boys in their Porsches and whatnot. But I don't know. This car brought my confidence back. This car made me realise, you know what, Tim, you do know what you're doing. You're doing what you're doing. Maybe it was just the car, the setup, and obviously, like I've said time and time again, having driven loads of 140s and 240s, is I didn't do suspension, and I think suspension is so key when it comes to getting a good experience out of your car. So overall, a year later, do I regret buying this car? No, not 1 ounce of me regrets. Oh, Jonathan Wash. Not 1 ounce of me regrets. Not 1 ounce of me regrets buying this car. I'll tell you why straight away. I would never experience M car if I hadn't have got this. You got to think, the M3, M4, that's a bit, sure, anyone can afford it, I could afford it, but this is something that's more affordable for me. And again, like I've said, I just wanted to experience the handling. This had to happen. So then if I decide to go, I don't know, to the new M240, or I don't know, another car, whatever brand it could be, I know what a car should handle like for me to enjoy a good experience. And that's why when I've driven the i30N, my mate Chiztek's i30N, straight away I'm like, okay, I know what handling should be, and I know what that car can do, so I'll be able to make a good judgment call on whether I feel that that car handles okay. So this has helped me out long term, because I will always remember the feeling of this, like I always remember the feeling of the 140's rear end. So this car had to happen. Is there any regrets? A tiny bit. And my biggest regret was not doing the suspension sooner, and probably getting the M2 comp, because I know it's not about power, but knowing that I've got a twin turbo car, there's a bit of fun that could have happened, 100%. But yeah, it is what it is, and there's loads of cars out there, and at the minute, the prices that they're giving for these sort of cars has twisted my neck a tiny bit. Twisted my neck, is that a saying? Or it has, yeah, twisted my neck. I'm contemplating selling it. I am contemplating selling it, and the offers you get for a car stock, let alone with all the mods that we've done on this car, I'm contemplating it. So yes, guys, that has been the video. I'm on my way to Auto ID just to meet up with Jack, just have a chat about some ambassador stuff. But guys, those of you that have stuck around this long, thank you for watching, and also, here's an Easter egg for you. B58 is king. Stay tuned. Take care, and God bless. Oh, what's that? You see me? I can't see you. Woo, woo, woo. I'm gone. Oh yes, give it to them. It's Define Code's favorite saying. Give it to them. Take care, guys.